This has been unkind.
I am your creation, Kain. Now, as before, you criticize your own work. What have you done with my clan, degenerate? You have no right.
What I have made, I can also destroy, child.
Damn you, Kain! You are not God! This act of genocide is unconscionable!
Conscience? You dare to speak to me of conscience? Only when you have felt the full gravity of choice should you dare question my judgment. Your lifespan is a flicker compared to the mass of doubt and regret that I have borne since Mortanius first turned me from the light. To know that the fate of the world hangs dependent on the advisedness of my every deed? Can you even begin to conceive what action you would take in my position?
I would choose integrity, Kain.
Look around you, Raziel. See what has become of our empire. Witness the end of an age. The clans scattered to the corners of Nosgoth. This place has outlasted its usefulness. As have you.
The Soul Reaver, Kain's ancient blade, older than any of us and 1,000 times more deadly. The legends claimed that the blade was possessed and thrived by devouring the souls of its victims. For all our bravado, we knew what it meant when Kain drew the Soul Reaver in anger. It meant you were dead.
Alright, so now we have to fight Kain. Now, first off, I'm pretty sure he'll teleport right behind you every single time. So as soon as you're starting to fight Kain, just head back, head behind yourself. Kind of don't know how to explain that. But this boss fight is pretty easy. He is pretty cheap by like having a one-hit kill all the time. Good thing you can't technically die, or else this boss fight would be a real pain in the ass. Now the good thing about going back into the material world is that you'll see a blue light while Raziel is transitioning to it. As you can see there, I failed. So you want to like turn your camera around. As you can see there, you just saw a bit of blue. So he'd be like around this area here. So he should be right there. Yes, he is. And believe it or not, on my screwed up recording, I actually beat him without dying.
The blade is vanquished. So it unfolds. And we are a step closer to our destinies.
I swore I saw a glint of satisfaction in Kain's eye when the Soul Reaver was destroyed. I did not understand the game that Kain was playing, but I knew the finishing move.
From this moment and ever afterwards, you and this blade are inextricably bound. Soul Reaver and Reaver of Souls, your destinies are intertwined. By destroying the sword, you have liberated it from its corporeal prison and restored it to its true form, a wraith blade, its energy unbound. No longer a physical blade, it can only manifest itself in the material realm when your strength is fully restored. Once manifest, it will sustain you.
What are you, little soul? Another of Kain's creatures come to taunt this bound specter.
I did not intend to disturb your rest.
Rest. A body is needed for sleep. Flesh and bones are required to recline. No, child. All I may do is watch and remember, ceaselessly conscious as this wretched world's history unfurls. Ghastly past, insufferable future, are they one and the same? Am I always here?
How have you come to haunt these pillars?
Kain refused the sacrifice. The Pillar of Balance, corrupted to its core, stands as a monument to his blind ambition. Now these pillars serve only to bind me here, my prison and eternal home, thanks to the avarice of your master, Kain.
That bastard can claim no allegiance from me.
Then we share a common foe, Raziel. Return here when you have need. Ariel remembers what others have forgotten.
Alright, so right here you can recharge your magic points, which is used for glyphs, and we get quite a useless thing here.
May you find peace here, Raziel.
And she's gone. It was pretty pointless. But anyway, you can recharge your health here, and you can also get some hints. So, we can now use the Soul Reaver, which is really, really awesome. This makes fighting enemies in the spectral realm a whole shit ton easier. And also in the material world, but it's not as useful in the material world since, as the Elder says, you need to have full health, and it's kinda hard to keep full health when fighting sometimes. Especially with the enemies we're gonna be finding soon. So we'll just head outside, and hopefully the Elder will tell us where to go next. And is it just me, or does the Soul Reaver look like so much better in this game than Soul Reaver 2? I don't know, in Soul Reaver 2 it just looks crappy and ugly. But in this game it's like perfect. It's not too fat, it's not too long. Like, that's one thing I found with the Soul Reaver 2 version, that it's like really fat and then it's not that long either, which makes it look pretty retarded.
Your brother Zephon's keep lies far to the east, beyond the ruins that greeted your first exit from the underworld. He and his brood have cocooned themselves in a derelict cathedral, having murdered its human guardians.
Okay, so remember that our first place when we entered the material realm, and there was like a gate that we couldn't get past. Well, we can get past there now with Melchiah's ability of phasing through gates. But first, let's try out this new Soul Reaver, eh? Yes, we finally don't need to throw enemies into environmental hazards like fires or water. We can just obliterate them with our awesome laser sword. But that's only when we have full health. When we don't have full health, it'll just disappear when we go back to using claws and that. And now there is a reason I jumped in that water. Because there is a health artifact. This way. Three more of those and we're gold, I think. No, 2 more, is it? I think it's 2. 1 more and it'll look like Pac-Man.